Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Hybrid Movies. This is episode 16. I'm your host, Nick, and I'm joined by Michael, aka Pharaoh34.
What a dooski, guys. Glad to be back here on HN Movies to talk about, well, movies.
Yeah, and we also have Antoine, aka Earth Eagle GT, with us.
How's it going, guys? Glad to be back. Glad to talk about movies with all of these cool guys.
Thank you.
And we have our friend James with us, too.
Hi, Delio, neighborinos. Who's ready to talk about movies? This guy, right here.
Yeah, you know who isn't ready to talk about movies? Luke.
Yes.
Very true.
Yep.
Damn, I don't know what that Luke guy, he hasn't been on the past few episodes, huh?
We miss you, buddy.
He's
Well.
been busy, I think, with work or something. But how's everyone doing today? James, what are you up to?
Not a whole lot. It's laundry day for me. I got a whole bunch of laundry to get through, specifically my work clothes.
Okay.
But other than that, it's been not too bad. Got my day off.
Damn. All right. Cool. James or Antoine. Sorry, Antoine. You busy doing set
James number
stuff
2.
still?
No, I'm actually, winding down. School's about to end, so this is actually one of my first free weekends of the whole semester. So I'm just trying to, enjoy it and catch up on, last bit assignments and stuff like that.
Okay. Cool. Michael, anything new with you? I know you got some movie stuff going on or channel stuff.
Yeah, just working on the channel. Done school now, so I'm just kind of getting used to that, just being at home all the time now.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of free time now.
Yeah,
huh?
pretty much. So just a lot of plannings for both HN videos and my own channel. But Nick, how about yourself?
Pretty much the same deal. Just working on videos and getting ready for stuff. Also, another announcement too. I guess we can talk about. Like, we got accepted for Comic-Con, so we're all going to be going because that's something we've been kind of talking about for a while. Like,
Congratulations.
like we had planned on going, and I think we were just kind of waiting to hear back from them, and we finally got back, and so we're going to be going. The big show.
Yeah, if anyone's there.
Excellent.
Yeah, if anyone's there, definitely. We'll probably plan something to hang out with people that are down there in that area. So yeah. But with all that said, let's get into the movies. So Michael, anything that you saw recently? Any new movies?
Yes, I know last week's show, I kind of was just like, I don't think I'm going to see anything. I don't really hear about any of them. But I decided I'm going to go out, watch one of them, and I decided to see Free Fire.
What's that about?
So so basically, all it's about is these gangsters from various kind of like ethnic groups, like the Irish and the British, whatever. They meet up for a trade, shit goes south, and there's a free fire, and everyone's just shooting at each other. And that is literally the whole entire movie.
It's a short movie though, right? It's only like an hour and a half or something.
Yeah, it's about an hour and 30 minutes. What I would say is it's a fun ride, honestly. It's really funny. It's got some interesting characters, although there is not a lot of depth to it. I would say if you're going for a movie that you want, like a really, in-depth plot, or you're expecting a whole kind of like gangster film, don't expect any of that. It's a fun, quippy,
Yeah.
and I think it's pretty dope.
All right, awesome. That was the only movie you saw,
Yeah, that was
right?
the only thing I saw this week.
Okay, cool. Antoine, anything that you saw recently? Any new releases?
I didn't necessarily get a chance to see anything. The only thing I did get to see that was new was, that 13 Reasons Why Netflix series that I ended up binge watching. That's not a movie, but
Yeah,
it's just, it's streaming services and stuff like that. But that's the only thing I really got to watch this week.
Nice.
How was that? Because I heard a lot about that, like a lot of buzz.
It's pretty good. The acting is strong, especially from the main characters, and the story is very interesting. Like, you want to know the whole time, like, what's on the tapes and like why is this main character on the tape, because he seems like a good guy, but the story just increasingly, like with tapes, increasingly gets like wild. And just like, and he's like on, I'm not gonna say what number, but it's just like you just wait for it, and like, what did he do to deserve to be on this tape?
Yeah,
It gets me excited.
I thought it was pretty cool.
James, any new releases that you got to catch up on?
Sadly, I did not get to see anything this week.
No.
I know.
Dang.
I know. I was going to plan on trying to see something today, but unfortunately I had some errands to run. Yeah, I mean, I guess if I could, I guess I could say what I saw the previous week, and that was Furious 8.
That was it's getting a lot of money. It's got like 600 million or something crazy.
Yeah, and for what it is, I thought it was okay. There's definitely some sequences where it becomes so ridiculous you can't help but laugh. mainly the scene where they're in the city and she hacks into all the cars and she makes them like fall from the building.
Yeah, it's like Hot Wheels falling everywhere.
Fast and Furious
Pretty much.
sponsored by Hot
Yeah,
Wheels.
yeah, like as soon as I got to that point, just like, okay, like this is getting a bit too ridiculous. But I mean, for what it is, it's fine. But yeah, like this week, I wasn't able to see anything, unfortunately. I will say we did get a whole bunch of movies this week, pretty much like nothing ones. So I'm trying to think what we got. We got Free Fire, as Mike mentioned, which I'll take your word is pretty good. And then Lost City of Z, Born in China, Unforgettable, The Promise, Phoenix Forgotten, and this one movie called Grow House, which is pretty much a weed movie.
420. I see what they did there.
What was the business like? What was everyone saying?
That I don't know. I think people were still coming for Furious 8. This was sort of like the stragglers coming in to see Furious 8 for those who didn't get a chance. I do know that a school group came during the morning for like a special screen of Born in China. But I can't really determine, like, out of all the new movies, which one's the big seller. Okay,
that's interesting. Yeah, it's kind of like it seemed like a low week, really. Not too much going on, just a bunch of indie movies coming out. And I don't think there's going to be really anything coming out this week, too. I think it'll be just until Guardians, which is about 2 weeks away now. Yep. Or a week and a half or so. Yeah, so that'll be the big movie, but basically, other than that, nothing really going on. In terms of what I saw, I didn't see any movies either. But I did watch a show, which is probably one of my favorite shows, Sons of Anarchy. I watched it the whole way through again, all 7 seasons.
Jeez.
Oh, wow.
In a week. So
it's a season a day.
It almost was. It was like a season, like about a day and a half, per season. So, like, binging through it. But I love that show, so anyone who hasn't seen it, go check it out.
I shall do.
Are you excited for the spinoff?
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I'm just curious, like, where is it going to be set, and like if any of the characters from Sons of Anarchy are going to be in there, like cameo or referenced or something, like. But definitely looking forward to seeing that, and I think there's still kind of like a prequel plan for that in some capacity too, so want to see that as well. But looking forward to next week's movies. Let me see what we got here. I don't think there's anything really big, right, coming out at the end of April.
Probably just a bunch more indie movies, I think.
The only ones I can think of are The Circle and How to Be a Latin Lover.
Finally,
yeah,
I can learn.
Those. What about Slight?
Oh yeah, that one. That was supposed to come out like at the beginning of April, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. But those are the movies coming out. So is anyone interested in anything? Michael, what are you going to see out of those 3?
Out of those 3, if I had to choose one, it'll probably be The Circle. Although every time I've seen the commercials, I just look at it and I kind of roll my eyes. I'm like, this looks silly. Like I don't think I'm going to enjoy this. But I might still go give it a watch this Thursday.
Okay, Antoine, any looking forward to anything there?
If I had to, The Circle, I guess.
Tom Hanks is in that.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. I saw one trailer for it. It looked kind of weird, but it also kind of looked like something that I've seen before, like a bunch of times.
Yeah,
too.
this seems like a movie I've seen like way too many times already.
Yeah, like the Secret Society. There's some dark mystery behind everything, but
drones.
Yeah, James, what are you looking forward to?
I like Tom Hanks. I like John Boyega. I'm
Emma Watson's in that too, right?
Oh, true. Yeah,
forgot about.
But I'm not sure about this movie.
It seems like some odd casting.
I thought you were gonna say, so I'm gonna go see it, but then you ended it with, I'm not sure about this movie.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, Tom Hanks is also in The Da Vinci Code, and I didn't necessarily care for those movies.
Yeah, I don't know. Out of the movies here, I'm probably not going to see anything, honestly. Like, if I had to choose, it's probably between The Circle or actually Slights. I remember seeing a trailer for that. It kind of looked a little interesting, but nothing like too, like, oh, I got to see that, you know. It's just kinda,
They're really trying to push that movie all of a sudden.
Yeah, what studio is that behind? Like, isn't that like an indie movie that kind of...
I think WWE, like, they also bought the rights to it.
Oh, that's
so
weird.
They're really trying to push that for whatever reason.
Okay. That's
so
interesting. I didn't know that. All right, I think we got through our movie stuff, so we're going to get into the news here. We got a couple good topics, actually. So, first up, we have that Shane Black's Predator movie that was slated to release next February has been pushed back to August of 2018. So, obviously, the movie is shooting right now in Vancouver, Canada, and it will wrap up, I think, in the middle of May. Michael, what was your reaction to hearing this news?
I was kind of surprised. The Predator hasn't been shooting for more than, 2 months now at least?
I think they started, I want to say they started in February, middle of February.
So for about 2 months, the film was supposed to come out in February 2018. It seemed like they're on track.
Yeah.
I think I'm a little more happy, though, with a summer release. I think August seems more of a comfortable situation for the Predator to thrive in, I think.
Yeah, I think that a big factor, I don't know if the movie has issues behind the scenes or anything. I think it was just more like the studio moving around dates so that they could kind of maximize views or something, because I think the article even stated that they're trying to move away from Black Panther, which is opening in February.
Exactly.
And so that was a thing. I think, honestly, I was looking at the release date, the chart for next year, and I think February through May is pretty booked up. So I mean, you would kind of want to avoid all those months. So, but Antoine, what do you think about this news? Predator pushed back.
I mean, they honestly, I guess it's good to take its time with it. They're trying to find the right release date for it, because they tried to revamp the Predator a few years ago and didn't necessarily work out, I don't think, box office wise.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm excited for it. Shane Black's doing it. The cast looks very interesting. So there's a lot of really good and funny up and coming actors in that film. So I don't know. I'm gonna watch it more or less for them and to see how they die than anything else.
All right, James, what are your thoughts on this?
I think for them, this is probably a good thing for them in the long run. I think with the timing, they'll do much better during the summer, and also I think, as said before, it'll give them more time to process everything out, to take their time with making this movie. I mean, in the end, I'm still looking forward to it. Hopefully maybe sometime next year we'll get some set photos or even a trailer, just to see what we're in for. But yeah,
I think honestly, the February date to me seemed kind of they had a really time crunch, because they started filming in February this year, and then they're gonna re-release next year in February. So I'm like, how are you gonna turn around a movie in less than 12 months, basically? That just seemed that always to me was oh, I don't know. I mean, is this going to be a lower budget movie? Because maybe they would be okay, but then I was no, because they're going to have a lot of VFX for this, with the actual creatures and stuff. How are they going to do all this? So, I mean, honestly, the August date is probably for the best. So, I mean, hopefully it all works out, because, yeah, if this movie doesn't land and, click with people, I think it'll be a pretty big bad spot for Fox overall. But moving on, though, next topic that we have is also regarding release dates. So
release date week. James
Cameron's Avatar finally getting sequels made 12 years later. The first one was out in 2009, and then the movie's was it Avatar 2 coming out in 2020 now?
Some far date.
Yeah, Avatar 2 is 2020. The third one's 2021.
No, it's keeping its 2018 release date.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Oh wait, no, sorry. Yeah, December 18th, 2020.
Yeah.
So they pushed it back.
Yeah, so then the third one will be out in 2021, and then it'll be a 3-year break for some reason. Then the last two will be 2024 and 25. I mean, who wants 4 more Avatar movies? That's kind of excessive, I think. Michael, what do you think about this news?
Thanks for putting it out for the people who've been waiting for that vocal minority, whatever it is. 2025 is the last movie, guys.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's so far into the future. We were just talking about this earlier. James Cameron has been involved in this universe since 2009, and he hasn't even made the second one yet.
Well, actually, before that, because he wrote the script for Avatar and had the idea back in the 90s.
So he's really this has been his passion project, his life project,
dream.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel in one respect that the boat has sailed, that for people to care about a sequel.
No, the boat's still there. It's in the dock right now.
I'm not too sure. What do you think, Nick? For me, at least, I feel like I don't care about a sequel to Avatar or 3 more.
I mean, I I wasn't like the biggest fan of the first movie. I thought it was really cool. There was like so many like neat technological things that were in it. I liked the world of Pandora. I think was interesting. I wish we got more of it, but I mean obviously we'll get more in the sequels. But that's what I'm looking forward to most, like seeing more of the environments and stuff like that sort of thing. I think the second one was rumored to be like underwater for most of the movie too, which is
What?
So.
How?
I don't know. Like they got. Oh my god, they got a bit. What is the budget for these? Like $1 billion.
It's legit gonna
per
be $1
movie or
billion
something?
across for all of them at least.
That's crazy. I don't know. Supposedly they said in the announcement that they're going into production for all 4 movies, like right now, simultaneously, like all 4 shooting or something. I'm like,
How are you
what?
gonna go into production for a movie
it
on
must-
2025, bro? What do you mean? Like,
It must. I wonder if it's like for the underwater, like these are different characters or different people. Like that's the only way I can think, because this stuff takes time. Like, I'm just so confused.
Yeah. But what do you like, Antoine? What do you feel about them doing all these sequels and like finally getting finally them moving forward with it? Because they've been saying we want to do them and stuff, and now they actually are going to be filming in summer, and then the dates and everything.
I think I would be excited in 2009. They said they were doing this. I mean, I feel like I'll wait till the trailer for the second one to see, and even that I might wait to see the reviews before watching it. I just don't care enough. I really don't care enough.
The craziest thing is for a trailer for the second one, we're literally gonna have to wait 2 years. To get a
oh
trailer.
my gosh.
Yeah. And that's just gonna make me not care even more 2 years from now. So
2 years to get a teaser for the
And
movie.
you know what? The expectations I think are gonna be pretty high, since like if this guy waited this long to get these movies done, he's got to have the same sort of he's got to one up the whole technological advancements in the first movie with this one.
Well, the craziest thing too is when they were still kind of on track to hit a 2016 release date. I think I want to say in 2014 or 13 they were really developing a lot of the world and stuff, and they spent like a year and a half just creating all the ships and creatures and things, just going to work and just brainstorming shit for like a year and a half building the world. James, are you looking forward to any Avatar movies at all?
He starts up with a sigh.
Isn't there another franchise he could revisit?
Like Terminator again.
I would love another Terminator movie. I would love maybe like I'm trying to think. He could probably do like another Abyss movie, another True Lies.
Gremlins.
He didn't do Gremlins.
No, he could come back for. They could ask him to do Gremlins 3. James Cameron.
James Cameron's Gremlins. That'd be something. I don't know. But I think as Mike said before, he better have some damn impressive technology if all this waiting. If he's been waiting so long to like get this going.
yeah, like I better smell the avatars.
Yeah.
Like I better actually feel the trees and like feel the water.
Oh no, definitely. Dude.
Like when I watch this movie.
I think he his idea or plan is to shoot it in 120 frames, which is something that like hasn't really been done yet. I mean, there was one movie that came out last year, Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk by Ang Lee. That was the first theatrically released 120 frames film. So he wants to use that technology for.
But that looked crazy. I didn't like the way that looked though. That just looked too. I don't want to say too real, but like, I don't know. It felt weird.
Yeah. Plus,
well, he wants to do that for the Avatar. Then he also wants to do 3D without glasses, just like coming at you.
that I actually would be curious to see.
What about 5D, where you get sprayed with water and stuff, like a tree falls on you?
That'd be funny. But yeah, no, like I'm curious if we're first gonna like be seeing like James Cameron's new Avatar ideas at the new Pandora theme park at Disney.
Oh yeah, that's true. There could be like an underwater section,
which I do kind of find weird. Like I had no idea that Disney and Avatar were like partnering up.
That is a weird pairing, actually. Now that I think about it, because what was Avatar released under? Like, I think it was Fox, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why? Well, Fox doesn't have their theme park, so that doesn't work out. But unless they wanted to have in their studio backlot or something, that would be weird though. Any other final thoughts though on Avatar, the saga of Avatar movies that we're getting, the Star Wars of Na'vi?
Stop it. Just
Stop.
stop it. Just stop.
Can't wait to do Ending Explains.
Michael, you want to see these Avatars, right? You're hypes. Like, James Cameron, though, he's a great filmmaker. He's a great storyteller.
Definitely,
He'll do it
but
good.
I think my interest in Avatar hasn't really been
Okay.
peaked. I don't know. I don't really care for this shit anymore.
Maybe
I'm hyped for Avatar, dude. I'm so hyped for these movies. Can't wait. Also, supposedly Stephen Lang is coming back too, even though he died in the first one.
No, they can do anything in these movies. I swear, man. They're making their own world. I think that's what he's really doing. I think he's trying to build his own world.
Yeah, he wants to live in Avatar, actually.
That's what all the money's going for. It's not the film. It's the build.
It's been a ruse the whole time.
His own world.
he's building his own spacecraft to escape the planet.
He's not going to go anywhere. What? He's going to go to Mars and land there and build an Avatar world. But I think we said our piece on Avatar. But anyways, I think that wraps up our news segment of the show. So if we want to get into the final segment of the show where we talk about your viewer questions. So thanks again for submitting these with the hashtag AskHybridMovies. Jalen says, what's your favorite scene and lightsaber duel from Star Wars? Wow, that's a pretty good question, actually. James, what do you think about this? You're the big Star Wars fan.
Ooh, trying to think. So let's see. From the original trilogy, I'd have to go with the duel in Empire Strikes Back. That's my favorite from the original. From the prequel trilogy, I would have to go with Episode 1 Darth Maul fight.
Oh, what about the General Grievous fight?
That one I thought was okay, but in the end, Kenobi just finishes him off with a blaster, and I'm like, oh, really? That's it? Like that was kind of a bit anticlimactic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Okay.
I would say those would be my two favorite lightsaber scenes.
All right, Michael, what are your favorite duels?
See, that's a little bit of a tough question, but I think for me it's going to be Obi-Wan versus Grievous.
Grievance.
Sorry. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Um,
He has grievances to file.
yeah, and I think Darth Vader versus Luke.
Darth Vader, where? Which one?
Epi-
Which fight? What are you talking about? Which Darth Vader versus Luke? There's like a couple.
Yeah, Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi.
Empire.
Okay.
All right, Antoine, what are your picks?
I've only seen 2 Star Wars movies, Episode 7 and Rogue One. So
No.
I'm gonna say the fight where Finn gets like wrecked in the back with the lightsaber by Kylo Ren, and then he gets paralyzed and he goes in a coma. So I think that might be my favorite one.
Okay, my favorite lightsaber duels probably the Return of the Jedi, Vader and Luke showdown. I like a lot. And then in terms of the prequel movies, I guess. Oh man, I'm trying to think. Maybe the well, no, I was gonna say the Dooku fight, but that was terrible actually. Shit. Ah man, maybe the one with like Mace Windu fighting the Emperor. That was kind of cool. It was like the ending was really dumb though. So, but okay, that answers that question hopefully. But I think that's gonna wrap up our episode 16 of Hybrid Movies. So thank you guys again for checking out everything here. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can find me on Twitter at who's_Nick. Michael, where can people find you at?
Yeah, you guys can check me over on my YouTube channel at Farewell34 and on the Hybrid Network. If you guys want to check out my social media like Twitter and Instagram, you can check out Farewell34 as well.
Okay, cool. James, where's your social media at?
Folks, I like to keep it simple, so you can find me at Twitter at hairbeverage.
Hairbeverage.com, right?
No, it's just hair beverage. I kind of have a habit of putting .com at the end. I don't know why, but no,
Okay.
It's just at hair beverage.
All right, cool. Anton, where can people find you?
You can follow me on Twitter and YouTube at EarthEagleGT. Plus, the stuff I do in Hybrid Network and on the Oxcord channel.
All right.
So yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so that's been the episode, and we'll catch you guys next time.